Here we see the original channel. This is the south end of the channel into the Keys at Desert Shores.
We had a lot of water, a lot of fresh water, a lot of boating, a lot of good stuff. And unfortunately, we've seen a big decline in all of that. And
my dock's down 12 feet. It's sitting up in the air. And the other one's high and dry. And the other part is out in the middle of the sea.
What can we do, or what can you do to get some water in there until, because I can almost walk across my channel out to the water.
I'm on the committee that is going to help the county select those projects. We are looking at these projects as part of that selection process.
We really want to focus on what's happening right now in Desert Shores and what can we do in the short term to mitigate these processes from happening, to protect the community, the economy, and the property values until these long-term solutions can be implemented. Because like we heard with Bruce, the state is taking their time. It's just a process of the government. And perhaps it's time for the private sector to get involved and really move this forward. So that's what we're trying to do here.
This is as beautiful as the ocean, right? This is people's oceanfront property, and really we have a responsibility to treat it as such.
So I think you need to combine two things. To me, and again, just driving by today, and unfortunately I haven't been out to the sea in probably 3 or 4 weeks, a lot of those harbors are going to be tough to just dig a channel and reconnect. Those days are gone, I'm afraid, until you raise the water elevation up. And I think you need to do something like this pumping or some other method that requires a certain amount of intervention, either pumps or well, pumps is the only thing that comes to mind, to tell you the truth. But.
So we've got to pump from the current sea level up to where we want to be. That's why we need this berm to hold the water in.
So if we get some flow moving, we could bring the water levels back up. The thought for this is to be setting a dike, a temporary berm, until we get the level of the rest of the sea figured out. Set up. We might have some options with a company that does a product called a geotube, and geotubes are basically berms that you could fill up with anything. They're like a really thick,
like a bladder, aren't they?
Mesh bladder that you can put cement, rocks, dirt, whatever you like, and pop them in place. Neat thing about that is they're cost effective. They don't erode like regular dirt would, and you can remove them when you want to.
Earthquake.
And they're earthquake proof. They're just big, heavy, wonderful blobs.
And with that berm, we can pump in Salton Sea water, and that Salton Sea water can be used as a dust mitigation measure, but also it could be used for enhanced vegetation and really purifying the water. So our vision for the Desert Shores Keys Restoration Project is really focused on being a small-scale example of what a seawater import project would really look like.
Kerry was talking earlier about being able to control the level of the dike, to control the level of the water within the Keys.
I would expect to see waterbirds using these keys quite extensively if we keep that water quality good.
Hi, I'm Loretta Boyer, and we're here at Desert Shores, California, right next to the Salton Sea. I live here in Desert Shores on what is known as the Fingers. We're down here today. We're taking measurements for the pilot project for these keys up here, for the erosion, for the water, and for the dust mitigation. We're excited about this project. We're hoping it will go forward as fast as possible. It's direly needed in this area.
We have an opportunity for not only the economic benefit of a restored region, but we have the opportunity now for a restored ecological system.
Dane and Bob are measuring the width here. This surface that we're looking at here, this is the reason that we're measuring. We need to go down to some solid kind of bedrock or some solid clay, because the geotube that's going to be laying across here needs to be on a surface that it's not going to erode and float away on.
So looking out through the Desert Shores Canal area, we see from the top to the top, measurements according to Bob are 136 feet, and from bottom where the barnacles start to where the barnacles end over in the middle is at 56 feet. So what does this look like, Dean?
About 4 feet to solid ground.
Okay, 4 feet from ground level.
Yeah, maybe a little under 4 feet.
Okay.
We figured 4 you'd be okay by the time they push this all out of the way.
And we would analyze to see if there's organic carbon in there and organic nitrogen.
And also kind of the soil makeup, so we can understand how to put a berm on it.
Yes.
My name's Marty Epstein. I live right here on Capri, and I love this area. And let's hope we can get something going on this. I lived here over 20-something years, and it's about time we get something done.
We certainly are encouraging this new project and would love to see it get off the ground to bring it back to what it is. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. We've been here with several people from the neighborhood and from the surrounding areas. We've done some measurements, we've looked at the water, we've done some sampling, and we're just hoping that the project will get going as soon as possible, because this means life for our children and for our environment.
We need it. I'm concerned about everybody's health on this street. I know most people are concerned about the birds' health, but we're human beings, and I think they should go ahead and consider us also. So hopefully, I'm going to have my hopes up that something this time is going to go through. I think we have a good company here that's going to do something. So.
Thank you, Marty. Sounds good.
And once the project's completed, based on the studies that we found, you know, if you can increase property values, that leads to an economy or a community being able to be revitalized in a short amount of time.
So, would you like to add anything, Nessus?
No, I'm all for the project. I'd like to see it go, you know, ASAP.
All right.
I'd like to have seen it start, you know, a couple of months ago,
yeah,
but with, you know, with the government, you have to, you know, dot the I's and cross the T's.